love you, I love you, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, I love you, I love you, I love myself, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, I love you.
Good morning, everybody. It's September, finally. So, over on Kellyanne Maddox's channel, she's doing Self-Love September, which I missed last year. I didn't get to really figure out that it was a thing until after September. As usual, my hair is a mess. It's not in a ponytail, and it's getting so long. Look at this! Look at this! I'm getting my Viking hair back. It makes me happy. Also, we've got blue jays. I'm sure you can hear them. We've got blue jays everywhere. So we're outside on my back porch, sort of. Technically that's the back porch and this is the deck, but whatever, it's all the back porch. We're outside because it's nice out. It's kind of drizzly. I'm sitting on concrete. My butt's gonna be so cold by the end of this video, but that's okay, because it's finally nice out again. It's like, what, 60 something degrees Fahrenheit? I probably should specify that it's Fahrenheit and not Celsius, because if it was 60 degrees Celsius, I'd be in a world of trouble. But it's Self-Love September, and Kellyanne has put out the call for self-love stories. So I figured I would take this little opportunity to both share my self-love story as well as what exactly happened to me during August, because I don't think I made any videos during August. I was completely absent, and I'm sorry. But, you know, it happens. People take breaks, people have to leave, people have to go hike 9 miles for reasons and then come back and absolutely die for a few weeks. That's what I was doing. So I think I should probably begin the actual video talkingness by like exploring a little bit of what self-love means to me. Because I don't really talk about it on this channel. I don't really talk about self-love or shadow work. At least I don't think I have. I may have and forgotten completely. That's the sort of thing that I do. But to me, self-love and shadow work go hand in hand, because I don't know, I'm of the mind that, like, you can't really love yourself until you know thyself. Know thyself. And then you can do all the things that you need to do. Because if you don't know yourself, you can't really listen to yourself, and when you can't listen to yourself, how are you supposed to know what it is that you need at any given point in time? So, self-love to me is stepping up to the plate with your own emotion, or in terms of your own emotions and like your own needs and values and what it is you really need to be doing at any particular point in time, or what it is you need to be working on or not doing. In my case, I tend to work myself like a bull, like an ox, because I'm a Taurus. If you hear something like rattling in the background, I've got Frey's bracelet out here with me because it's comforting. It helps me remember that self-love is a thing and that I should do the thing. I was wearing this almost all the way through August. The short version of what happened all through August was, and some of you may not know this if you haven't been on my channel, and I did do a video about it a while ago, but in April of this year, my best friend, yeah, just consider that for a moment. I don't have many friends. My best friend died in a car accident, which was completely out of the blue and struck all of us like square in the everything. I was a mess. I was a serious mess for several months. I'm not quite sure I'm quite over it yet. I don't think I'll ever be over it, but you know. My particular views on afterlives and my explorations into past lives and between lives and all of that stuff, I feel like that's helped me a lot to get, not over, but comfortable with the fact that, my friend is no longer incarnated, so, you know. If this ends up being a short one, it's because my battery is almost dead. And it's starting to rain. So, so beginning of August, the reason we went up and camped for a couple nights and hiked 9 miles was to go scatter his ashes. And by we, I mean me, the pack, and his family. It was actually not as an emotional, as it was an emotional drainage, like, oh my goodness, but it wasn't as somber and, like, depressing as I thought it was gonna be. We were mostly joking around the whole time, which is exactly the way he would have wanted it, but the rest of August consisted of me getting smacked in the face by the fact that I do need to start up a self-love routine, some rituals for myself to keep myself going, waking up every morning and making sure that I have centered and grounded myself so that I don't fall into massive pits of despair, which is very easy for me to do, apparently. Like, despair and rage. I may not seem like the rageful type person, but let me tell you, I was an angry child for a long time, and it still comes back every once in a while, but I'd like to say I've got mostly a handle on it now. It, like I said, it sometimes comes back to haunt me. I let my guard down, or I don't really let my guard down, but I forget that I get rage monsters in the back of my head, and they just sneak up and surprise attack me. Usually when I've overworked myself and when I'm stressed out, so, you know. So most of August was, I decided at the end of August to do 12 days of self-love. And now we're in September and it's Self-Love September, so that's what I'm going to be doing all month now too. I can do it. But 12 days of self-love where I just, every day I woke up in the morning and asked myself what I needed to do to feel comfortable with myself and love myself that day. It mostly consisted of boundaries being put up because it's very hard for me to say no to people. Especially my friends, and especially after what happened to Mutt. So, I call him Mutt, we're a pack, I don't know. I still don't quite feel comfortable putting his name out there, even though he's not here anymore to complain about it, but you know, respect to the family and all that, I guess. But yeah, most of this year has been trying to work out grieving, the processes thereof. Most of August was me trying to figure out how to love myself. So, I might get into this at some other point in September, but that's what I've been doing for most of August, was trying to figure out how to cope with being my own best friend, I guess. 'Cause, yeah, he really was like the brother I never had and that I never knew I wanted until he was gone. So, yeah. That's my self-love story, I guess. I didn't really get into any of the hows, or I did mention centering and grounding every morning, and then doing, like, every night. Particularly if I've been around people, I'll make sure I center and ground myself again, because people overwhelm me like crazy. But I did get to the point where I was comfortable going to the DMV last week. So, there's that. Of course, my boyfriend was with me, so that helped. He's like my emotional support animal. He's a moose. I don't know. So that was my August. How have you guys been? Yeah, if you want to go, if you want to like record your, or put your own self-love stories out there, Kellyanne, I'll link to Kellyanne's video in the description. So that's what I'll be doing all of September, is keeping up with Kellyanne Maddox's Self-Love September and trying to continue to love myself. Not trying, just continuing. Pointing at myself in the thingy because, Gotta be careful with my wording. So that's what I'll be doing. Continuing self-love in September, for Self-Love September. And I will see you all whenever I make another video. Maybe next week, maybe not, we'll see. Until then, have a good one. I love you guys so much. Peace. I don't know. Bye.